In the intricate dance of career progression, interviews stand as a pivotal juncture where aspirations meet scrutiny. Yet, the prospect of an interview triggers a cascade of anxieties that can range from mild apprehension to outright dread. This aversion isn't simply a matter of pre performance jitters, it's deeply rooted in a complex interplay of psychological, experimental, and societal factors that shape a individual's perception of the process. It calls for an exploration of the underlying fears, anxieties, and past experiences that contribute to this discomfort. Which brings us to Vice President Kamala Harris. Now, on July 21st, 2024, we got to see Biden drop out of the election despite him not wanting to, but he succumbed to the pressure of the donor class and the elite of the Democratic Party. Kamala Harris was then thrust in our faces by the Democratic Party, and basically for all intents and purposes, this is who they want us to vote for. This is who they want us to vote for. This woman right here. And since then, we've seen her do rallies. Hell, they dropped an interview last night where she and Tim Walz interviewed themselves. But nothing where she did a sit-down interview with Dana Bash. Nothing where she did an interview with Joe Stephanopoulos. Most importantly, though, she hasn't provided an agenda to the black community. Now, you let these bootlicks out here tell it, whether it be D.L. Hughley, and D.L. Hughley, I'm going to get your ass because you continue to go on DJ Vlad. You had so much smoke for Shannon Sharp, but you take your ass on that goddamn culture vulture. That motherfucker, all right, I got you, bro. I got you, D.L. Hughley. So you got D.L. Hughley, Steve Harvey, Ricky Smiley. You got Charlamagne the God. All these other Boule members. You got Al Sharpton out here running his mouth. All these people rolling. Never forget about Roland Martin. You know what I'm saying? That big fat mouth fuck stick. All these people out here caping for Kamala. This woman ain't done not one interview and ain't provided no agenda for nothing. And I gotta say this, criticism of one is not an endorsement of the other. Criticism of one is not an endorsement of the other. So for the people who might be a little slow in what I'm saying, just because I'm banging on her, figuratively speaking, does not mean I support Donald Trump. Does not mean I support the Republicans. So we got a whole bunch of people coming out complaining about, oh, she hasn't done an interview yet. And yet she already has your vote. So if she already has your vote, then there's no motivation for her to come out there and sit down with you and do an interview with her. For her to sit down and do an interview with you. I'm sorry. Got a little tongue twisted there. If she already has your vote and she hasn't presented an agenda, then why would she sit down to do an interview and provide the agenda when she already has your vote? Make it make sense. That's like giving somebody the keys to a car and they don't have a driver's license yet. So I'm gonna provide you a clip of why Kamala Harris ain't doing the interview. And I'm going to point to an incident from 3 years ago where she did an interview with Lester Holt. One of the most cringeworthy and one of the most jaw-dropping and very contentious interview, right?
Vice President Harris.
So let's go to that interview from 3 years ago. And this will give you a snapshot of why she hasn't spoken with the media yet. Fair use. Without further ado, let's get to it.
Don't come.
Do not come. Do not come.
The notion that the border is closed. Why should they believe you when they know that people are getting in?
Well, Lester, here's the thing. I've been working on this issue for a very long time. And the kind of violence and danger that is associated with that trek, especially when we're talking about from Guatemala through Mexico to the United States, it's extremely dangerous. And the reason that I am in Guatemala is to address the reasons people leave home, flee. Knowing that the people who are here for generations, or if we know the history of Guatemala for centuries, they want to stay. They don't want to leave. But they need opportunity. They need assistance. They need support.
But Americans don't see.
And we have the ability to give them that.
Yeah, Americans don't see a lot of that on a daily basis. What they do see at their own border, children being lowered over fences, children coming in with, phone numbers stenciled on their hand.
Yeah.
And so the question has come up, and you heard it here, and you'll hear it again, I'm sure. It's why not visit the border? Why not see what Americans are seeing in this crisis?
Well, we are going to the border. We have to deal with what's happening at the border. There's no question about that. That's not a debatable point. But we have to understand that there's a reason people are arriving at our border and ask what is that reason, and then identify the problem so we can fix it.
Now, as you can see there, she's saying a whole bunch of stuff without saying nothing. She said a whole bunch of stuff and didn't say a damn thing. It's like a classic case of a dog chasing his tail around himself. She ain't said nothing. Let's continue on.
What do you tell a Guatemalan family who heard you say don't come, but they're facing the end? There's poverty, there's disease, all these things happening at once. You tell them don't come?
We don't want, listen, I don't think that Americans want people to be exposed to harm if they can avoid it. They're taking the trek from the place that they know that they want to stay. So I'm here in Guatemala to say, what can we do to support people and to give them a sense of hope that help is on the way?
The administration looking to inject billions of dollars in aid to this region to help reduce that migrant surge. In April, nearly 180,000 migrants were apprehended by U.S. Border Patrol, the highest number in 20 years. And more unaccompanied migrant children come from Guatemala than anywhere else. Over 16,000 unaccompanied children tonight in custody. What's victory look like in this, or what does improvement look like?
Yeah, no, that's a great point. And I would suggest to you that we have...
That's a great point. That's not a point. That's a question. And you wonder why Kamala Harris's team, and we'll get to that in a minute, really don't want her doing interviews. They feel that she's not ready to sit down and do an interview. Well, all the cackling and the word salad and the laughing like a goddamn hyena.
seen progress already. When we have 12 of the biggest corporations of America who have, I convene them in my office and they have agreed to help us work on this issue. Success so far is the bringing together of community-based organizations, not only in the United States, but here in Guatemala. Today, that was one of my meetings with civil society leaders, to let them know we see them and we understand their concerns.
We see them, we understand them, but yet we're not going to do nothing. Basically.
Concerns about corruption, and we also understand their role of leadership to help us in terms of how we prioritize our work in this region.
So how quickly does this change what we see at the border?
I don't know that we're going to see it. Listen, I've been very clear from the beginning. There's not going to be a quick fix. So we've seen progress, but the real work is going to take time to manifest itself. Will it be worth it? Yes. Will it take some time? Yes.
There's one other topic I wanted to talk to you about.
She didn't answer the question.
But let me just quickly put a button.
Okay.
Do you have any plans to visit the border?
I'm here in Guatemala today. At some point, we are going to.
Boy, I tell you, hey man,
The border. We've been to the border. So this whole thing about the border, we've been to the border. We've been to the border.
You haven't been to the border.
And I haven't been to.
Hey man, see this interview right here? There's more interviews, but if you want to know why she's being kept under wraps, it's because of this interview right here.
Europe. And I don't understand the point that you're making. I'm not discounting the importance of the border.
Well, I mentioned it because I know Republicans have certainly come at you on this, but Democratic Congressman Cuellar has a border district, has said to you and the president, come. You need to see this.
Listen, I care about what's happening at the border. I'm in Guatemala because my focus is dealing with the root causes of migration.
But you haven't said what the root cause of migration was. Why do we have a whole bunch of illegal immigration here in the United States? And on top of that, they're getting money. So it's not like they're just migrating and looking for asylum. You're giving them money, you're giving them housing, you're giving them all kinds of resources. Meanwhile, the taxpaying citizens can't get nothing. There's all these barriers that gets in the way. If a person's looking for a house to live in or whatever like that, or they're trying to get an apartment, or you made too much money so you don't qualify for Section 8. What the fuck you mean? That I still try to wrap my head around that shit. So if I'm looking for I'm looking for an area to live in, and you're telling me I can't live there because I make too much money, make it make sense. Or you could be like the one lady, and the one lady who had good credit but can't get a loan. Meanwhile, migrant can come here, no credit, no nothing. He just come in with a name and a handout, and he gets all kinds of money and resources. Make it make sense.
There may be some who think that is not important, but it is my firm belief that if we care about what's happening at the border, we better care about the root causes and address them. And so that.
Okay, first of all, your focus shouldn't have been at the border about what's going on at the border and all that, and what's going on in Guatemala. Your focus should have been on here. What's going on here? Address the issues here. You can't sit up here and put out some statement talk about, oh man, change starts from within. Meanwhile, you going all around the world trying to fix every other problems around the world and don't even fix the problems here. Particularly in Black America. Did you go through Baltimore? Have you gone through Atlanta? Have you gone through some parts of California and your home state in predominantly Black neighborhoods? You sitting up here talking this bullshit.
That's what I'm doing.
It's not the only tough issue President Biden has handed his vice president, also recently asking her to oversee the effort to pass the Democrats' new voting bill. But a blow this weekend when a key Democratic senator, Joe Manchin, said he would not support what he called partisan voting legislation.
So where does that leave the effort?
Well, we're very clear. We believe that the PEOPLE Act needs to be passed, as does the John Lewis Voting Rights Act.
How do you pass this legislation without that critical support? The numbers don't add up.
Well, listen, we are focusing on the issue in a number of ways. There's certainly the piece that's about legislation. There's the piece that is about uplifting the issues and the folks who are at risk. Because, by the way, when we talk about partisanship, bipartisanship, this should be nonpartisan, not even bipartisan. Because the laws that are going to impede people to vote based on early voting, voting by mail, shortening the hours, eliminating or reducing the number of drop boxes that are available, that's going to hurt every voter.
All right, so you have an idea why Kamala Harris hasn't done an interview yet. When you give, it's like giving a running back the damn ball and they fumble it at the goal line. And besides, I already have voting rights. So I don't know why this continues to be an issue or whatever like that. But that's for the boule crowd. That's for people like Martin Luther King Jr. III. And, you know, your daddy is rolling over in his grave right now. How do we go from we're going to go to Washington to get our check to being a bootleg for the Democrats? And Martin Luther King Jr. III looked like George Jefferson had one too many heaping helpings at Golden Corral. But nevertheless, what's up, Stevie J, Hamza S? Everybody that's in the building, appreciate y'all for tuning in. Hit that like button, support the channel. That's just one piece of evidence of why, you know, this chameleon is pretty much kept under wraps. So let's go to Stephen A. Smith, because another variant of George Jefferson decided to throw his hat in the ring and question why Kamala Harris hadn't done an interview yet. So I'm going to share my screen. We're going to get to it. Black conservative perspective, yeah, that guy's a coon. Hold up. Hold on. We're going to get to it. All right, let's get to it.
Time/CNN college poll released Saturday shows Vice President Kamala Harris leading former President Donald Trump in 3 key swing states. The poll, conducted between August 5th and August 9th, found that if the election were held today, 50% of voters among the likely electorate in Michigan, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania would choose Harris, while 46% say they would choose Donald Trump. The Harris campaign has gotten a boost since President Joe Biden dropped out of the race last month, July 21st to be exact, and endorsed his VP. She's raised more than $300 million and has drawn Trump-like crowds at rally stops in Wisconsin, Michigan, Arizona, and Nevada. Before I get to my opinion, ladies and gentlemen, let me show y'all this poll to juxtapose what was transpiring in June. National poll, August 12th, has Harris up 48% to 47% for Trump. That's as of today. Okay? That's what the national poll average is showing.
All right, so you got to take these polls with a pinch of salt, okay? Because what they don't tell you is how many people that was voted in this poll, and it is not an indication of future results. So these polls say you got to take it with a pinch of salt.
Less than 2 months ago, June 28th, Trump had a 5-point lead. Okay? So let's understand something. Let's understand this right now. This is a beautiful thing. If you're a Democrat, you're a leftist, because you're looking at it, in my opinion, all wrong. Let me be the first to say that doesn't mean shit to me. It means nothing to me. Ladies and gentlemen, we got to decide whether you're trying to win or not. And whether you truly believe you deserve to win. Now, I've been on the record. I'm going to support my sister Kamala Harris.
Okay, so why would you support Kamala Harris, Stephen A?
HBCU grad just like myself, Vice President of the United States of America, former Attorney General for the state of California.
Not a good one.
Former District Attorney in the city of San Francisco.
Not a good one at that neither.
I see what folks have been saying, not all, not most, but some folks have been trying to say about her. You understand, questioning her intellect and all of this other stuff. Now, I ain't going for that. We ain't going to get into the questioning her ethnicity either. You don't sit up there and get to tell us if we got a speck of black in our blood, then guess what? We black. But then all of a sudden, she's running for the president of the United States. You want to ask questions, is she black or is she Indian? I don't know. No, we don't get to do that. We ain't doing that. All right? But having said all of that, fair is fair. Fair is fair to independents out there. Fair is fair to conservatives and Republicans out there. There's certain things that we have to hold both sides to. Now, Joe Biden stepped aside as the presumptive Democratic nominee on July 21st. Okay? Now, I'm going to look at this right now. I'm looking at my calendar because I just want to make sure. July 21st was a Sunday. We've had 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and 1 day since Joe Biden stepped aside. The only damn place we've seen Kamala Harris is at pep rallies. What's up?
Okay, so this is the thing. If she already has your vote, because like I said at the beginning of the stream, if she already has your vote, then what motivation does she have to do a sit-down interview? What are you doing? She already has your vote. She don't need to do an interview. She had people like you, Roland, D.L. Hughley, Steve Harvey, Charlatan the Fraud, all you dirty ass motherfuckers, Mark Lamont Hill, all these people are doing the talking for her. Roland Martin doing the talking for her. So instead of talking for her and browbeating black folks into voting for her or whatever like that, and you guys are the one that's running down her career highlights about, oh, she graduated from the HBCU and she's for them to Divide Nine and she's for this and she's for that. She ain't stand for nothing. She ain't stood for anything. You haven't seen the agenda yet. You haven't seen her plan for Black America yet. And part of me believes that she don't even have a plan for Black America, right? But let these shills tell it, she do. You just gotta wait. And matter of fact, let Steve Harvey tell it, right? This is a live for a dump, and y'all call my radio station, tell asking me why we not asking her the hard questions. This is a live for a dump because you gotta get the word out as to what she done for Black America. And don't be asking about no reparations, because if you don't vote, you're not gonna get the opportunity to. The fuck out of here. Stupid ass motherfucker, Steve Harvey. Stick to doing Family Feud.
Somebody got to say something. And it can't just be the conservatives. Right is right. I'm talking to my sister here. Come on now. You running for the presidency of the United States of America. You got my vote. You running for the presidency of the United States of America. What you hiding for? And I mean hiding in plain sight. Somebody got to say it. Somebody got to say it.
What do you mean somebody got to say it? We've been saying it. But when you sitting up there pontificating about basketball topics on First Take, then you would miss that.
Now, you can't be running for the presidency of the United States. Not one single press conference, not one single one-on-one sit-down interview where somebody gets to question you about the questions that we ask. That's not fair. That's not fair. And if you're a conservative and you out there lambasting her for it, ridiculing her for it, trying to torment her for it or whatever, it is perfectly within your right to do so. All of you anti-conservatives out there, shut the hell up. That's a valid point. It ain't valid to bring up a blackness or an Indian heritage and to try to point to things of that nature. That's nonsense. But to ask her about her record, because she is attached to the Biden record, is definitely apropos, especially when you were bragging about the record. We talked about Biden being a transformative president. Well, stand on it then. Stand on it. Where you at? No George Stephanopoulos, no Meet the Press, no State of the Union. What's up? No Face the Nation, no Politico, no MSNBC. I understand why you wouldn't do Fox. Liberals don't really do Fox, just like conservatives don't really do MSNBC.
That's not true, because Barack Obama went and did Fox interviews. You got Pete Buttigieg going on Fox and doing interviews or whatever like that. So that's not true. No, this woman is ducking the smoke. She don't got no plan. And I don't even think she even has a plan, or she's going to even create a plan. She is banking on people like you and Roland and Charlatan the Fraud and all these other people to sell us a bag of goods when it comes to this woman. Hey, just one problem though. A lot of us ain't buying it. And no, just because we criticize Kamala Harris does not mean we support Donald Trump.
You're welcome to the Stephen A. Smith Show. I will gladly interview.
She ain't coming on your show.
Donald Trump. I will gladly interview Kamala Harris. Name the time or place. I'll come to you. I'll come to you. I'll show up.
Good luck getting that one.
Anytime. And I'm no political aficionado. I'm going to need fact checkers. I don't know everything that y'all going to say. But I know this much. I know how to ask the questions that Americans want to know. Kamala Harris, there are certain things that we have to ask you a question about. There's simply no way of getting around certain things. Weren't you against fracking?
Man, look. This is the thing, right? And I'm gonna end it right there. Because all that stuff don't got nothing to do with black society. That don't got nothing to do with black society. So fracking and all that other stuff, man, that don't got nothing to do with black society, man. That's not stuff we're asking for. That's not stuff we're asking for. So no, we're not gonna do that. Huh. So one outlet I look at from time to time is Sky News Australia, right? And this woman here has been going at Kamala Harris very hard, right? So Let's see what she had to say.
Now, before I go, today Kamala Harris refused Donald Trump's offer of a debate on September 4 in front of a crowd. She wants the conditions of the debate Trump agreed to with Joe Biden, but Joe's gone, Kamala. You may have taken his nomination, but you don't get to take his debate conditions too. Look, I'm not sure what she's scared of. She's never been great at debates. We saw what Tulsi did to her back in 2019, but Kamala can switch it up like few others. This is her getting all southern and urban when talking in front of a mainly black audience.
I said to the congressman, I didn't know he could preach like that.
Yeah, girl, I'm out here in these streets. And let me tell you, as they say, they not like us. What?
Oh my Lord, that is so cringeworthy.
People testifying. Can I get a witness?
So authentic, isn't she? Compare her accent there to what we just heard to how she sounds normally, like when she appeared on the set of a drag queen show.
We are all in this together, and your vote is your power. So please make sure your voice is heard this November.
Who's the real Kamala? And as for the media outrage about Donald Trump pointing out that she has in the past identified as Indian as opposed to black, well, here she is back in 2019 talking about how proud she is of her Indian heritage.
Yes.
You are Indian.
Yes.
Okay, and I don't know that everybody knows that, but I find that wherever I go and I see Indian people at the supermarket, on the street, everyone's like, Kamala Harris is Indian, right? It's like the thing we're so excited about to have you running for president.
Yeah.
So we're both Indian,
Yes.
but actually we're both South Indian.
Yes.
Okay. So it begs the question, right? If she already has your vote and yet she has not presented an agenda, then what is the motivation for her to even come out? I keep asking this question, right? Now, all you Kamala bots, all you K-Hive members that's up there want to sit here and talk trash to me and disrespect me and call me all kinds of names under the sun, well, guess what? You still ain't answered my question because, hey, I want to make you so mad. I want to cause you to throw your goddamn TV out the window. I want you to take your baseball bat to your coffee table. I want you to step on that pet Doberman pinscher that you kept for 5 years as that motherfucker was sitting in the corner of your living room collecting dust. What is her agenda? We went to her website a few days ago, right? Because all you guys out there that was telling me, oh, well, you got to do your real research. We went to her website. But just in case you missed it, we're going to do it again, right? We're going to do it again, right? For those of you that might have missed it, we're going to do it again. Because I'm here for the people. I'm here for the people. I'm here for you. Let's look at this. Now, where's the agenda at? All you people that's sitting up here that's telling me I got to do my research and all that, right? Where's the agenda here? We're going to run it back a third time. Because, see, I believe in the power of repetition, right? And if you feel like you're in the giving mood, this is my Cash App, this is my PayPal. Any and all donations are accepted and appreciated. Okay, where's her agenda? She's out there smiling like a goddamn hyena. You got her running mate right alongside her. Where's the agenda at? But there's a link. Hey, if you want to donate, there you go. Right? Okay, there's another donation area up here. There's another donation link here. Join the campaign. Ain't no way in hell I'm joining your campaign. Look at that. Donate by mail. The camel toe store. Camel toe. Oh, camel toe. Contact us. For what? Donate to the Harris Victory Fund. Why? So you can play Nina Simone when you win? or if you win, you're just going to take that knife and stick it further up the jugular, won't you? Donate by mail, FAQs, work with us. Ain't no way in hell I'm working with you. What's the frequently asked questions? I donated to the President Biden fund. What happens to my donation now? How can I donate? What's the Harris Victory Fund? What are the requirements to donate? I have a question about online donation. You can't make this stuff up, bro. Is my donation secure? Is my donation tax deductible? Will I have a receipt? You can't make this stuff up. All these questions, nothing about her policy, nothing about her agenda, but all these questions and links to donate, though. You can't make this stuff up. All right, let's meet Kamala Harris. Let's see what this is all about. Because I covered this a few days ago, so I'm not gonna rehash all the stuff I covered. If you want to see how I covered it, you just got to go to the archives. But a person with this extensive history about her, and yet there's this one-page vanilla statement when it comes to her, right? Who she is, what she's all about. Let's go to the Kamala Harris store. I'm pretty sure there's an agenda there as you donate to her campaign, right? Really? Really? We got football type apparel. Are you serious right now? Look at that. Hats, t-shirts, stickers. A hat you can go big game hunting for all you guys out there like to, shoot 8 points and shit. A Family Feud type t-shirt that's retro, active and all that. Look at that. Nobody's buying this shit. Who the fuck is buying this shit? Who's buying this stuff? And then let's address the talking point about 2008, right? Because everybody and their daddy that's of the Boule contingent is sitting up here talking this nonsense about, oh man, what's going on with Kamala Harris? This is like 2008. Really? Really? 2008? This thing ain't nowhere remotely close to 2008. Because 2008, we hadn't seen anything like this to where people had this excitement for Barack Obama and people out there making t-shirts, making tennis shoes, making all kinds of stuff with Obama's name attached to it. Nobody's doing that for Kamala Harris. In 2008, there was this grassroots support for Barack Obama. Now, hindsight is 2020, but back then, there was all this excitement at the grassroots level because we wanted to see a black president. There's none of that for Kamala Harris. None of it. It is fake, media driven. And they're sending their bootlicks out there to gaslight you and to put out blatant disinformation. And these shameless, self-serving professional bullshit artists would go out of their way to blatantly lie about the support for Kamala Harris. If there was all this support for Kamala Harris, right, shouldn't she be president right now and not Biden's vice president? Make it make sense. Let's think about this, right? This is the channel where I'm going to challenge you to critically think about stuff. You're not just going to come in here and put out empty talking points. I'm going to challenge you to critically think. Use your fucking brain as opposed to using your other brain for the men or for the chicks with dicks. I'm going to challenge you to use your brain. If there was all this support for Kamala Harris, shouldn't she be president right now? What did we see instead? We saw her drop out of the race before they even got to Iowa. Sure, when she ran on Martin Luther King Day back in 2019, sure, there was this, wave of support. But as time goes on, the law of regression kicked in. And as other candidates threw their hat in the ring, we saw more support running away from Kamala Harris. There's no way that the water was dry, right? And eventually that well dried up to where she had to drop out because there was no donations coming in. There was no support coming in. There was dysfunction within her ranks. So there's no support for her on the black grassroots. Yeah, to the Boule crowd, the Divine Nine. How many? What percent of the population is that? That's a fraction. Because I'm not part of no Divine Nine. I'm not part of no, fraternity. Nor do I have an interest in being in some fraternity. No, thank you. That's like being in the club in the VIP. No, I'd rather be down the floor with the hoodlums be. So I'm good on all that. The fact of the matter is, she does not have the support. So if anybody telling you this is similar to 2008, they are lying to you. Similar to the video I did a couple days ago when I talked about these pork chop preachers and pulpit pimps pushing that lie. And yet she already has your vote. You are not treating your vote with the integrity and the respect it deserves. Don't let people like Ricky Smiley sell you up the river, talk about all these people died for your right to vote. That doesn't mean you just blindly take your ass to the ballot box and just cast a name just because. If you don't give out your pussy or you don't serve dick on the first date, and I'm not trying to cast aspersions on you if you do, then why would you blindly cast your vote to somebody that ain't giving you nothing? That's the kind of stuff we're trying to get away from. We're not trying to vote for people just because they graduated from an HBCU. We're not trying to vote for somebody just because they're black. If that's the case, then Alan Keyes should have been president. Herman Cain should have been president. Now Herman Cain's making golf off the pieces of hell, right? Ben Carson should have been president. Hell, Al Sharpton should have been president. If we vote for somebody just because they're black, now Al Sharpton is taking his ass on Politics Nation. Then he's going to the White House for all these visits or whatever like that. Sure, he's getting kicked off because his perm is going great. So he needs his supply dark and lovely. Obviously, the dark and lovely is not working. But anyway, Al Sharpton is going to the White House all the time, and yet we ain't getting nothing tangible. So what the fuck is Al Sharpton going to the goddamn White House for? He did it for Obama. He did it for Trump. He did it for Biden. And I'm pretty sure along the way, he started to talk to Kamala Harris more than once. And we don't have no tangibles, no thanks to people like Al Sharpton. But he want to parade around his little minion Tamika Mallory, and she'll sell your ass up the river for a goddamn spot at the Grammys and a Cadillac Escalade, and will make no bones about it. All the meanwhile, they still up here at the National Inaction Network. Reach out and touch somebody's hand. Make this world a better place if you can. Right? And they're serving old nigga Jim Clapper's catfish nuggets. If she already has your vote and there's no agenda, you're doing the process a disservice. I don't care what you say, LB. I'm still voting for Kamala. Okay. Well, why you vote for Kamala Harris? Well, you gotta understand, that orange man out there, if he becomes president, it's gonna be this Project 2025. It's gonna be the end of democracy. Wake up, LB. You need to wake up and smell the tea leaves. You need to go out there and vote for Kamala Harris because Trump is a danger to society. Now, all the meanwhile, of all the people that try to come at me with the slings and arrows and the bullets, capping for Kamala, they can't tell you what she's doing. They can't tell you what she's done. They can't tell you what she's going to do. But it's all this fear-mongering about Trump. And there's all this fear-mongering about the Republicans. And there's fear-mongering about Project 2025. And there's fear-mongering about Mike Johnson. And all this fear-mongering about reproductive rights. Hey, I got a simple solution for you, all you people out there that's talking this bullshit about reproductive rights. Close your legs. That's the tried and true method for combating reproductive rights. Close your fucking legs. I know for a lot of you that might be a hard pill to swallow, but guess what? If you don't live promiscuous lifestyles, you don't got to worry about getting knocked up and having to worry about getting an abortion. I know that's for a lot of people can't understand that. It's such a simple concept, and yet it goes over so many people's heads. That's the one surefire way if you want to combat reproductive rights. Close your legs. Anyway. So, what's the agenda? What's the plan? All you people out there capping for Kamala, what's her plan, huh? What's her idea? Right? Because it seems like you guys got the inside information, and yet you ain't telling me. All y'all want to do is fearmonger about Trump. I already know what the enemy is. They sitting up there telling me, hell no. At least Trump decided to go do interviews at that Shark Tank called the NABJ. And before anybody lie and try to say that, oh, well, Kamala was at the Sheila Jackson Lee's funeral. Stupid. The interview was Wednesday. The funeral was Friday. So come up with a new lie. Come up with a new lie. Come on, Cat Daddy. Cook up a new lie. Her funeral was Friday. That interview was Wednesday. Kamala Harris could have made a little detour to do the interview, but she's ducking smoke. She's ducking the smoke. Why is she ducking? Huh? All you guys out there got all these answers for Kamala Harris. Why is she ducking the smoke? Huh? You gotta understand this is strategic. Because this is a chess move. Yeah, there you go, LB. This is a chess move. See, LB, you're playing checkers, she playing chess. That's a chess move. Meanwhile, she still ain't got no plan. And y'all still giving her your vote no matter what. Vote blue no matter who, right? Anybody but Trump. And once again, criticism of one is not an endorsement of the other. Criticism of one is not an endorsement of the other. Because over here in these streets, right? These streets that these shills and plants and agents don't want to dance in, because they know I'll fry their ass up. It's Couch 2024 over here. It's Couch 2024. Because neither side is pushing an agenda for black society. Neither side. Neither side is pushing the line for reparations. Neither side is pushing for any qualified immunity. Neither side is pushing for an anti-black hate crime law. And the statistics show that black folks are the most targeted and the most victimized when it comes to hate crimes. The FBI statistics show that. And yet we can't get a hate crime law. But you let Roland Martin tell it, right? She's doing all this stuff for black people. Meanwhile, Asians could come in up the rear, stick their hand out, and they get all kinds of tangibles. The Israelis can come in, stick their hands out, get all kinds of tangibles. The Ukrainians can come in, stick their hands out, get all kinds of tangibles. Immigrants can come into the country, get money, resources, housing. They can buy other people's businesses. Meanwhile, you got veterans who done time in the military have to fight, scratch, and claw just to get a piece of benefits. Get denied loans, get denied housing, get denied everything else. Because all these barriers in the way, or you don't meet the credit requirements, or you don't meet the income requirements. You don't meet the whatever else requirements they throw in, whatever barrier they want to throw in there to call themselves justifying why they're not giving you what you need to be able to flourish. Always some technicality in the way. Meanwhile, somebody can come in with no credit, no history, no name, no nothing, and they can get everything. Make it make sense. And then you're taking our taxpayer dollars when you're taking our money from our taxes. And then if you make too much money from the net income, you still got to pay taxes on that. So you're double dipping. You already took the money out of my salary while I'm out here, working 40 hours a week, slaving at a job right now. But yet, if you think I made too much money after you already took the taxes out from that, you want to make me pay taxes on that. Make it make sense. But Kamala Harris ain't going to address the tax issues and the tax code here in the United States. And you wonder why people can't get ahead. You wonder why people are complaining that they're living paycheck to paycheck. And part of that are the taxes. And depending on what state you live in, not only are you paying federal taxes, you're paying state taxes also. So your check is even less. Then when you factor in the rising cost of rent or a mortgage, the rising cost of food, the rising cost of tampons, the rising cost of cockroach spray, the rising cost of bacon. And they want to sit here and lie, talk about, and the media is just as much responsible for why they hadn't done an interview with Kamala Harris as to why all these food prices and stuff like that is going up. They want to sit here and lie, talk about all this shortage of meat. Meanwhile, if there's all this shortage of meat, then why are all these YouTube channels making Wagyu brisket? If there's all this chicken shortage, then why is Bojangles still open? Shouldn't Bojangles be closed? Shouldn't Popeye be serving out chicken sandwiches to where you got Stinky Hunter and Sexy Red doing a video outside, eating the fries, eating the chicken, twerking? If there was this massive chicken shortage, how does that happen? If there was this massive chicken shortage, then we shouldn't have people doing duets outside of Popeyes eating chicken sandwiches, wherever like that. If I ever fall in love again, right? They did that eating a piece of chicken. If that's the case, then we shouldn't have people being held up at gunpoint because they ran out of chicken legs. If there's this massive chicken shortage, make it make sense. But yet, she has your vote without an agenda. Because of fear of the orange man. Oh my God, the orange man, he's so dirty, he's so dreamy. Criticism of one is not an endorsement of the other. So, I want to know. Put me on game for free 99. You guys want to sit up here and sell me a bag of goods like y'all a bunch of used car salesmen? Let me know why Kamala Harris already has your vote without an agenda. Why? And don't browbeat me with HBCU and all this other mumbo jumbo that we already heard. I want you to be innovative, right? That's what I want you to do. I want you to be innovative. Use that creative gene and tell me, why does she have your vote already without an agenda? Why? You haven't seen anything from her. You got all these people out here running interference for her, but you have not seen anything directly from her. Shouldn't that be a red flag? Shouldn't that be a red flag? But yet, when it comes to dating, though, you hear a lot of people talk about, oh man, you know what I'm saying? He don't got no money. I'm not gonna go on a date with him. Oh man, his teeth don't look right. I don't know. I don't date him. Oh man, this guy got all kinds of girls on his cell phone. I don't know, man. All right, so if you got all these reasons not to date somebody, then why do you have reasons? Why don't you have reasons to vote for this woman? Huh? If you got all these reasons why you don't want to date somebody, then shouldn't you put that same application to why you shouldn't vote for somebody? Make it make sense. If this individual has to have all these requirements, if this person got to check all these boxes to date you, then shouldn't you have that same application to give somebody your vote? Can I get a witness? Can I get somebody to testify in this bitch? You see these dating shows all the time. Oh, why'd you pop your balloon? Oh, well, you know, I don't think we have the appropriate energy. Or I don't think she's my type. Or I don't think he's my type. Or you know, his pants is too tight. Or you know, her titties are too cockeyed for me. Whatever the reason is, put that same energy into who you date into your vote. And since neither one has an agenda for Black society, neither one of them are going to get my vote. That's just me. So I want to know. If you're not subscribed to this channel, make sure to subscribe button, hit the like button, and share these videos on your social media platforms. I thank everybody for watching. I thank everybody for tuning in, liking, sharing, donating. Without you, there's no me. And I mean that. My job is to tell you the truth. I don't have no skin in this game. I don't got no horse in the race. This is from an unbiased perspective. So I don't take this very lightly. I take this, what I'm doing right now, very seriously. If you want to be lied, gaslit, and led astray, then this ain't the channel for you. But if you want the real, raw, honest to God truth, then this is the place you want to be at. This is the place you need to be at. Shouts out to the LDBC. This your man. Scream at me. Hey!